Hello, hello, hello. Hey everyone. Hey Corey. Here we go. Lovely jubbly. How's everyone doing on this lovely Friday afternoon here in the UK, at least? Wherever you are in the world, I don't know what it is for you, to be honest, but we have cars at the end of the pit lane. Oh, afternoon, Anthony. From the right afternoon. Yeah, I'm actually on my lunch right now from work. So, yeah, work from home. Green light is on. Pit exit is open, and Max Verstappen, first driver out there. So, yeah, this is a bit earlier than normal. I put my lunch further back so that I could provide you. This FP2 Watchalong, guys, threw me off today. I was expecting it to still be at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, but it wasn't. So, yeah, tomorrow is a little bit earlier as well, actually, with the timings. So be sure to turn your notifications on for tomorrow, guys. But drivers getting out there quick and early. I was hoping that you were going to take a sickie this morning. I can't, unfortunately. I'm very busy at work at the moment, Anthony. Of course, I'm on paternity leave soon, but my boss is also on paternity leave. He's gone about a month before me, so I'm currently kind of doing his role in the meantime until I go on leave. But I have some good news, guys. It is my birthday next weekend, and I am off on Friday. And it's the Singapore Grand Prix, and I will be able to do FP1 next weekend. I'll be able to do every single session next weekend for the first time in a long time. So yeah, no work for me next Friday, and we'll be bringing you the FP1 Watchalong, FP2, FP3, course qualifying, and the race on Sunday. Hey Kelvin, good to see you. Yeah, welcome everyone, hope you're good. 9 PM there in Malaysia. Nice, Akari, nice. AAC, I'm very good, thank you, very good. Yes, knuckling down. The end is in sight. As I said, I still have some work to do after this watch-along, unfortunately. But the weekend is nearly here, for me anyway. Of course, some of you have already started it, like Akari. There, 9 PM in Malaysia, eh? 9 PM. But earlier on, I did keep an eye on FP1. If you missed it, guys, Charles Leclerc binned it, but he is back out. Looks like they were able to repair that car as he is out here in FP2. Colapinto, unfortunately, did quite a bit of damage to the front end of that car as well. He also brought out the red flag and did quite a bit of suspension damage. So we'll see if they've had enough time to repair that car. And we saw Max Verstappen top the timing sheets. However, Max Verstappen, interestingly, slow in the straights, quite draggy. That Red Bull, it's quite draggy, and he didn't sound too happy with the car earlier on. So we'll see if they've made any changes. They're the only team to bring an actual upgrade here this week, or update to the floor. So yeah, most of the cars are still as they were from Monza. Hey Wonk, you missed FP1 asleep. It was only FP1. I mean, you missed Charles Leclerc binning it. You missed Colapinto binning it. Practice is practice. It's not essential to tune in, but it's nice to see cars out on circuit, isn't it? So, but I'm interested to see the speed traps today to see exactly how much, because really the primary overtaking opportunity down here, we do see overtakes down into turn 3. We have seen some overtakes down into turn 7 as well, but the dirty air is more prevalent here. More prevalent this year, as we keep mentioning throughout the course of this season. And I think overtaking into turn 3 is going to be tough this year and anywhere else. I think all the overtakes, the majority of the overtakes, as is the case at Baku, is going to be down into turn 1. So top speed's going to be essential here. Top speed is going to be essential. So, hey Larkin, when's the next sprint race? Yeah, let's have a look. I wanted to look at the timings for tomorrow because it's a bit earlier tomorrow, guys. FP3 and the qualifying session. So tomorrow we have FP3 at 9:30 UK time. So a couple of hours earlier. And then qualifying is at 1 o'clock on Saturday as well tomorrow. And then the race is actually midday, 12 o'clock UK time. So yeah, basically everything's about 2 to 3 hours earlier than normal. Oh, are you actually, Lakin? Oh, nice. Are you going here this weekend? Are you going to the circuit to watch F1? Have you been fortunate enough to see? Oh, it's your dad's phone. Oh, fair enough. Surely you're getting out there. Surely you nabbed yourself a ticket to go and see, haven't you? I mean, I actually don't know what the costs are at Baku. I mean, I don't know. Is it an expensive race to attend? I really have no idea. It's one I've never really looked into. No, you watch at home. Not that time. Maybe next year. Oh, fair enough, man. You see more at home anyway. But it's always cool, I guess, to see cars out on circuit. That's what I want to do. Go and see the cars go fast, especially around a street circuit. I bet that's something. So our next sprint race is in a few weeks' time. Well, it's at a few weeks' time. The United States. Wow, we have another 3-week break after Singapore. That's interesting. That's interesting. United States Grand Prix, so Circuit of the Americas is our next sprint race. Then Brazil. And then Qatar. So we kind of go next race, no sprint race. And it's like alternating, basically. We have three sprint races remaining. So no... Fernando Alonso fastest at the moment in the speed trap, 199 miles an hour. The finish line, that's it. The finish line is what I'm wanting to look at. So Fernando Alonso, 212 miles an hour. Fastest through the speed trap at the moment. Verstappen 210, so that's not too bad from him. Still a number of drivers yet to set lap times. Colapinto still in the pit lane as well. We'll see if he is able to get out there. Of course, been in it earlier on today. Singapore could be an interesting watch. Yeah, Singapore could be interesting. Singapore's always really good viewership, actually. People really seem to tune in and like that. The English is good. Did I make mistakes when I talked something? No. Oh. All good. Very... Trust me, your spelling there is better than some people who actually English is their first language. I'm just saying. Using Class 2 and FP1, can someone give me an overall what went down? I know Charles and Franco DNF'd. Yeah, so we did just mention that as Perez goes top of the timing sheets here. Yeah, so FP1, there wasn't really too much to discuss. Verstappen did top the timing sheets, but I think Lewis Hamilton, who looked very comfortable throughout the course of FP1, had his fast laps kind of interrupted. But the Mercedes looked good. McLaren looked decent. They never really go all out in FP1, do they, the McLarens? Yeah, the big news was Charles Leclerc binned it into turn 15, which we've seen drivers in that wall so often throughout the years here at Baku, just locked up into there. And then Colapinto also brought out the red flag later on in the session. He's yet to go back out. I've got the Sky TV coverage on, but I haven't got the audio on in my ear, so I have no idea if they've been able to repair that car to get it out for this session. Charles Leclerc's, I think, damage was a lot less severe than Colapinto. He broke this front left suspension, Colapinto. So Charles Leclerc, I'm not sure if he did that. I think it was just maybe front wing damage or something. But yeah, that's basically it from FP1. Not really too much to discuss. I think Ollie Behrman did okay. Let me have a look at the timing sheets. I don't think he was too far back from Nico Hulkenberg. Of course, he's in his second F1 race this year, guys. Second F1 race in another team. So yeah, let's see what he can do. Can he score points with two teams? Two teams. this season. So just looking at the results from FP1, Ollie Behrman was actually faster than Nico Hulkenberg, P11 by a tenth of a second over Nico Hulkenberg in FP1. You had Esteban Ocon had an engine issue, didn't he? So he only did 3 laps. Zhou Guanyu 19th, Gasly 18th, Albon 17th. Then who else is here? So yeah, Lewis Hamilton was second, 3 tenths behind Max. Sergio Perez looks quite decent. I mean, he's always gone strong here, king of the streets, as people like to call him. So Piastri fastest last sector there. So Stroll and Alonso fastest, the 2 fastest in the timing across the finish line at the moment in the speed trap. 213 and 212 miles an hour. Stroll and Alonso. Oscar Piastri has also reached 212 miles an hour, which is intriguing. Hope I don't miss more content. It's tons of score that's been coming up lately, and hope. Oh, thank you, Bradley. Thank you. Yeah, look, if you missed the live streams, the beauty about YouTube is that you can always tune back into them. You can watch them while you're doing your homework and doing your schoolwork. Put it on in the background. Why not? That's the beauty of YouTube compared to Twitch, and of course the videos as well. So yeah. This stuff, of course, is at weekends, so you can just put me on in the background. That means like an alternative commentator, so it's always good. Plenty of ways to keep in touch with the content. All the best with the schoolwork as well. They're a private teacher who teaches English to you. Well, they're doing a very good job. Does Baku have a history of eating engines? I'm not so sure, but of course they're getting very high in the revs at Baku. It's one of the highest top speeds that we reach across the season. It's one of the longest straights here as well. Of course, the vibrations through the circuit very different than when they're, say, going down the Shanghai circuit, back straight, or the start-finish straight of Mexico. So there's a lot more pressure and damage that could be caused to the cars. To the internal parts of the cars. As Carlos Sainz rushed the barrier into turn 15. Charles Leclerc locked up again and had to take avoiding action at the corner, turn 15, where he had a crash earlier on today. So Charles Leclerc not comfortable into turn 15. Maybe a little bit of a mental aspect there of him not feeling comfortable on the brakes. Down into turn 15 as Hamilton goes second on a set of hard compound tyres. Thank you, Lakin. Yeah, thank you for the sub, and anyone else who has subbed in the meantime. Thank you, guys. Lewis on his way to smash free practice and throw quali. He'll change the setup tonight, Jordan. We know the deal. We've been here before. Perez back for redemption, Arnold. Maybe. We'll see. I mean, FP2's normally about the long runs. Normally about the long run data, so we'll see how the McLarens get on. I'm intrigued about the top speeds, really. That's where I'm intrigued. So, at the moment, Verstappen and Perez, they're not as slow as we thought. Maybe they've changed something in the course of FP1 and FP2. Or maybe there are higher top speeds yet to be achieved. I don't know what the highest top speed was in FP1. But Bottas has just gone second fastest with 213 miles an hour. But it did seem like that... on the data from what I saw, that Perez and Verstappen were quite slow in the straights, the Red Bull in particular, over the Mercedes slower than the Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton. But we don't know what fuel loads they're running as well, also, at this moment in time. So the Red Bull may have been running more fuel. Maybe it's running less fuel. I don't know. Maybe others are running more fuel. Who knows? Red Bull to be back. Well, we'll see tomorrow in qualifying, won't we? We'll see tomorrow. Don't forget to drink my water. Yeah. Where's the Monza? Yeah, so Georgian, the Monza Q&A, I do apologise. I didn't have enough time to do the Monza Q&A, so I do apologise. Primarily because I was on the podcast on Sunday for Monza, and then I've just been really busy with work and baby stuff. So, yeah, I do apologise but that Q&A... Oh, it's a yellow flag. Verstappen! Uh-oh. Verstappen's brought out the yellow flag in turn 5 and 6. Is this a spin? Is this him going on, or has he genuinely lost control of the car? The car is not moving. What has happened to Max Verstappen? I'm waiting for the TV coverage. He is back up and running. So has he just gone on there at turn 5 and 6? He's going slow. Is he going again? Is it just a lock up and he's taken to the escape road? Or has he genuinely had a wobble there and hit the barrier? We will see. We will see. Just waiting for the TV coverage to catch up to that. He is not going quick, I don't think. Let's see his pace as he goes around turn 12. Waiting for the TV coverage. They're so far behind. Where's that yellow flag? Come on. Where is that yellow flag? So he's going again. So there we go. TV coverage, yellow flag. What has happened to Verstappen? What did he do? They're really not showing it, are they? Come on. Why are they not showing it? They're just... So Max is going again. So, okay. So he's okay. His car looks to be intact. Maybe he just took to the escape road. They're not yet showing it. TV direction's been horrendous this year in regards to showing incidents. They're so delayed. Here we go, watching the replay. So what did he do? Did he take to the escape road? Oh my god! Oh, it's a yellow flag show again! Oh no, so Zhou has brought out the yellow flag there into turn 3. Is that to the escape road or has he gone into the barrier? But Max Verstappen had to slam on the brakes, and when I tell you he was inches, his front wing was inches away from crashing into the barrier. Well held by Max Verstappen. He committed to the corner, he locked up, and that must have been a butt-clenching moment for Max Verstappen heading into the barrier into turn 6, as all of the Ferrari engineers are blocking the view of cameras on Charles Leclerc's car. So, of course, Charles Leclerc's car that was... but he had an accident in, of course, in turn 15 in FP1. Maybe there's still overlying issues there, as Zhou Guanyu took to the escape road down into turn 3, which is why the yellow flag was brought out. So he's looking good as science goes to the top of the timing sheets there. But yeah, Max Verstappen, a very lucky boy there. Very lucky boy. How is a good lady, by the way? Yeah, she's doing very well. Very well. We've got just under 3 weeks now. Just under 3 weeks until the due dates, guys. So yes, baby Stuffeyy is on the way. Not long. Not long, guys. Not long. Ribble have pace. They're just lacking in their balance and steering. Yeah, that's what will happen when you don't have an asymmetric braking device. Oh, I'm sorry. I couldn't resist. So, face reveal. Hey Queen, good to see ya. Can Hamilton pole tomorrow? Well, he's looking very good. He's the only driver out there on hards at the moment, and that's a good time from him. Sub 45 seconds on the set of hard compound tyres. So, yeah, I think the Mercedes does look good, particularly in Lewis Hamilton's hands, as Colapinto has got back out onto the circuit for this FP2 session. So, well done, the Williams mechanics, because that was a full broken front left suspension. The rear took a bit of damage as well, I think, from that crash that Colapinto had in FP1. So amazing what these mechanics can do and turn around in just a couple of hours a damage like that on a car. So but yeah, good lap time there from Lewis Hamilton. No doubt doing long runs, or doing a long run, medium long run I say, on the hard compound tyre there. But at the moment, wow, Alex Albon 214 miles an hour in the speed trap, or across the start finish line there. The speed trap itself, I'm not sure exactly where the speed trap itself is. I think that's a little bit further back up the start finish straight. Lewis Hamilton's at the top of that at the moment at 203 miles an hour. Hamilton looking dialed in. Yeah, he does look comfortable. How's Ollie Behrman getting on? Only 6 laps on the mediums there in P13. So out outperformed his team. I say outperformed his teammate, but he's finished ahead of him in FP1 earlier on by a 10th in 11th place. So Ollie Behrman, second race this season. Second street circuit for him this season as well. Lots of walls. That's what he's getting to deal with. No open wide circuits for him. Of course, to replace Kevin Magnussen and Nico Hulkenberg next year, Esteban Ocon will be his teammate. Down in 17th, he's been getting some important running after that engine failure earlier on in FP1, as he only did 3 laps, and I'm pretty sure one of those laps was, well, one of those laps was an out lap and one of them was an in lap. So yeah, not ideal for the Alpine team. Who knows what that team's going to be called next year. But yeah, interesting. 40 minutes remaining of this session. George Russell, the only driver yet to get out there. What's up with George's car? Has the Mercedes got issues? It's odd for them not to do any laps or any running in the first 20 minutes of this race. Practice session. Raymondo. Just heard Newey is now a stakeholder at AM. Does that mean he's there till he retires? Yeah, I think so. I mean, he's not going anywhere else. He's 65 years old. Like, he's not young, and I think that definitely played a factor. So, George is having an engine change. Trevor, see, this is what I miss out on when I don't have my headset in for Sky coverage. I've just got the TV coverage on, but no sound. Yeah, so that's definitely his retirement. I mean, he's 65 years old. He could retire now comfortably if he wanted to. I mean, he's a multi-millionaire. He's outside of the drivers. He's the highest paid person in F1. Probably more so than the team principals. So yeah, he is absolutely minted, and he doesn't need that money at Aston, but he obviously wants to keep working. And I think that, look, the primary reason he's left Red Bull is the whole toxic atmosphere that is still going on there. The whole Horner situation. Jonathan Wheatley's also leaving as well. They're 2 long-term individuals at Red Bull who are now leaving in the space of the same year. I mean, I don't think that's career ambitions from either of them. While Jonathan Wheatley is going to be team principal at Audi, I think it's primarily the fact of it they've had enough at Red Bull and that atmosphere, and they just want to remove themselves from it. So yeah, and he's already familiar with the Aston setup, I guess, to an extent, because he's been working with them on the Valkyrie, the road car, and the hypercar as well. So it's not like he's not worked with Aston in some capacity before. And they're also just down the road at Silverstone. I mean, he lives just outside Milton Keynes, so yeah, that's he's moving down the road for 30 million, isn't he? Happy days. And shares, you know. Who's the best team principal, in my opinion? Best team principal. Best team principal. I mean, so many different factors that go into being a team principal, but it pains me to say it because I don't like the guy. I don't. But Christian Horner is a very good team principal. Like, if you owned an F1 team, you'd want someone like Christian. Like, you would. You'd want someone who knows how to play the media. They know how to play the game, the politics of F1. I mean, he loves the politics of F1. He clearly had a good recruitment drive with Red Bull. I mean, you have to remember, he took over Red Bull and became team principal of Red Bull when it was like really low. Like, it was a nothing team, really. And he's now made them multiple world champions. I don't like the guy, but if I was a team owner, that's the guy you want. Like, I do think he's a better team principal than Toto Wolff. I do. I think Toto Wolff can be quite lacking sometimes. So, bro gifted Max his first World Drivers' Championship. Yeah, I mean, he knows how to play the game of F1. And that's what you want from a team principal. And I don't think there's anyone else up and down the grid who knows how to play that game. like him. So, hey Lumpy, welcome to the pit crew, buddy. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. We normally have a nice alert system turned on, and you get a nice pit crew sound when you join. But unfortunately, I've got that off at the moment. But thank you very much, buddy. Thank you. Will Newey have his say on whether Stroll was good enough as the team grows? No. No. His employer is still Lawrence Stroll. Daddy Stroll. This is he's doing all of this for Daddy Stroll, for Lance at the end of the day. He's playing just a real life version of F1 Manager, isn't he, Lawrence Stroll? So Lewis Hamilton out on the softs. So lots of drivers out on the softs now. So is this some quali runs that we're seeing now, guys? This is going to be interesting. Lewis Hamilton is just ahead of Lando Norris, who was going to let by. He was on a fast lap, fastest first sector of anyone thus far. So this is going to be some quali runs here. This is going to be interesting. But it's a very, very busy circuit. So there are drivers need to be careful and move out of the way. Don't come with some speculation when you don't know what really happens. Newey just wanted a new challenge. Do you know the guy personally? Look. If you don't like assumptions and you don't like guesses and opinions, then this channel isn't for you. That's all I'm going to say. So, I'm just thinking if I was in his position, that's how I would be thinking. So. Driver engineering, pit stop, strategy calls, Horner is great all round. Toto is flawed when the car isn't dominant. You see how bad Merc were with their strategy calls, pit stops. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. So, and it pains me to say it because I'm not a big fan of the guy, but if I was a team owner, that's all I'd want running your team. So, go Bearman. P14, he's out on some soft runners. So, Lando Norris bowed out there at the end, 29.236. So, is that by design? Did he do that on purpose? Or did he just get blocked? Maybe he got blocked, I'm not sure. But fastest in the second sector is Verstappen. Fastest in the first sector. So we'll see how Max does in the second. We know that currently belongs to Lando Norris in the first sector, middle sector. Where is the second sector? I think it's like here, through turn 15, on the exit of turn 15. Surely, where is it? Down the run to turn 16? It is, yeah. So Max fastest in the second sector as well. The Red Bull looks more stable in your opinion. Yeah, I haven't seen much of it on track. I mean, FP1, they were down on a bit of top speed, but have they made some setup changes and they've fixed that? Here we go. Max running down to the start finish line. Let's see what top speed he gets. And no doubt it's be fastest lap. Half a second slower. Yeah, see, this is the worry for Max Verstappen. This is the worry for Max, is that he's quick in the first and second sector because he's got more downforce. But he's dragging all the way. I'm just looking to see if he made a mistake out of turn 16. No. The Red Bull is just slow. In that last sector, the Red Bull's just draggy. It's just slow. It's just too draggy. I don't think he lifted. Maybe we'll see if he lifted. It looks like he's thrown... I mean, is it bottoming him? It's bottoming him out quite a bit. Throwing up a lot of dust. That is a slow last sector. That's interesting. Very interesting. We'll keep an eye on that throughout the course of this weekend. We'll see tomorrow if that is the case as well for Max Verstappen. But I think that's where it's going to let him down. And look, he's going to get absolutely swamped in the race if that is the case and Red Bull can't fix that top speed. Hey Vash, good to see ya. Who's going to win this Grand Prix and why does it show? I mean, making Lance look like a good driver is a huge challenge even for Newey. Yeah, of course. I mean, it is a new challenge for him. Of course it is. But I think primarily it's for the reasons that I've mentioned already. So... If Newey was 10 years younger, I've said it before, if he was 10 years younger and he was 55 years old, he probably would have gone to Ferrari because he's got time on his side, but he doesn't have that now, really. So, he's got lots of family as well, close to him, and I think Ferrari also aren't too keen on remote working, which is probably what he would have wanted, so Kian, especially with extra grace, which if I remove from Max is driving, but the car ain't. Well, exactly. There's no doubt in Max's abilities. It's definitely because that car is not not compliant at the moment. As Lando Norris got impeded by, who was that there? He got impeded by one of the Alpines, I think it was. Bearman up to 6th. He is indeed. Yeah, P6. Good from him. Sonoda, always gone well here. Sonoda at Baku. It's a circuit he's done well at. As Leclerc is still in the pit lane. So something not right with that Ferrari. Of course, that crash earlier on in FP1. Knock-on effect. They got it back out there, but something has reared its ugly head again. So that's why they are in the pit, or he's in the pit lane in particular. Lando has had every lap thus far kind of interrupted. So we'll see if he's going to got enough battery to go this time around. You're right about that, of course. You may have some thinking, but you're not in his position. Of course, no, I know I'm not in his position. But I love making assumptions. Why not? That's the fun of it, isn't it? It's the fun of sport, making assumptions and stuff. And I always try to put some logic behind it as well, so it's not just baseless. George Russell out of the pit lane onto a set of hard compound tyres now. So he's finally getting out there. 30 minutes remaining of this FP2 session, guys, as Hamilton comes into the pit lane as well. Did he do a lap on that fast set? Did he do a lap? Oh, no, he's not. He's still out there. But he's bowed out. So I think he got held up by traffic. Max complaining he can't see shit with the sun. It is very low at the moment. If you can see the TV coverage, there are some certain corners. I think it's particularly into turn... When they're heading down the circuit to turn 3, down to turn 5, and down to turn 13, they are right in the eye line of the setting sun. And it's difficult for them to break into those corners. That's what he's complaining about, no doubt. My predictions for this weekend, guys. So I do think the McLarens are going to be quickest again. I think it's going to be... I think we're going to see Lando Norris win. I think we're going to see... I'm going to go Lando Norris win, Hamilton second, Piastri third. And I'm also going to say, and I'm going to predict that Verstappen will finish outside of the top 5. Again, for the second race in the row. That's what I think is going to happen. Those are my predictions. And I'm going to go for Bearman points. I think Ollie Bearman will get 10th place and he'll sneak into the points. So, yeah. We'll see. I think qualifying might be good for Perez and Verstappen, and I think they'll have a decent qualifying, and they may even pressure the top 3. But I think in the race, especially if their top speed in their last sectors are as slow as they're showing at the moment, which is primarily just turn 16, and then it's full throttle DRS all the way down to turn to the start-finish line. I think they're gonna. I think they're just gonna get absolutely swamped in the race. Let's see. Here we go. Sergio Perez. Let's see what his last sector time is. So he's fastest in the first sector. He's green in the second. But what about his last sector? Let's see how he gets on. And it's a 25.0. So he goes fastest quite considerably out of everyone. So no doubt that's probably a bit... They might have taken a bit more fuel out of the car there, or maybe up the engine mode of Sergio Perez. But... where is he? But he's still on his 6th fastest. Across the start-finish line and across the speed trap as well. So the speed trap in itself is around... I think it's around here. The speed trap's like here. Somewhere, like in line with turn 4. Or that icon. I mean, let's just... this just shows it for you guys. Look, just here. So they've got the... This is the speed trap. So you've got Sector 1, Sector 2, Sector 3. Sorry, the finish line, basically. And then the speed trap is further back up the start-finish straight, right? Verstappen is last. Now, while he's only 4 miles an hour or 1 mile an hour across the finish line, it's taking him longer to get there. I mean, 193 miles an hour. He's last. He's 10 miles an hour slower than Lewis Hamilton in the speed trap. Sergio Perez 15th. So that's the reason why they're so quick in the first 2 sectors, because that's where the tight twisty section is, the higher downforce. But the overtaking opportunities. Oh, Charles Leclerc's gone off. Charles Leclerc's gone off at the Castle section. There's a yellow flag. Is Piastri able to get past Charles Leclerc? But Charles Leclerc, who's just come out of the pits. Oh no. It's been a terrible day for Charles Leclerc. Is he able to get going again? Or is it just an engine issue or something that is lagging? As Carlos Sainz has also gone off at turn 3. Oh no, double Ferrari yellow flag. Oh dear. Sainz seems to have got the car moving again though. Sainz got the car moving again. Max Verstappen also went off and had to spin the car around as well. Lots of drivers locking up here as they're struggling with the setting sun, I think. But Charles Leclerc, what has he done? Or did he just go on? I think Charles Leclerc might have just gone on into the escape road. You can't tell with the track map, but it did look like that his icon was in... It was definitely in the road there of turn 9 and 10. But I think Charles Leclerc probably just went on. Yeah, Charles Leclerc just went on. He locked up and went on and had to reverse. So that's why. So he's okay. He's okay. Scary moments there. Scary moments. But yeah, Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz both went long of their respective corners they were heading into. Turn 3 and turn 8, the Castle section. So that's why Charles Leclerc really struggling, of course. That crash in FP1. Still got 24 minutes remaining, though. But, wow. Hang on, just looking at Carlos Sainz. Yeah, he just locked up as well. Just locked up. I am step dancing on the hearts of Max Hedgley. I'm just, as I always say here, I'm just saying it how I see it. And look, the data doesn't lie. Data doesn't lie. You are really brave, but I like your opinions. Thanks, mate. Might see a red flag in the race. Yeah. It really looking like we're going to see the safety car on Sunday at least. Yeah, I mean, look, Baku, let's be honest. Baku needs a safety car. It needs one, doesn't it? It's not... Whenever we've not had a safety car at Baku, race has been boring. Been very boring. So... Perez first. Yeah, he's first, but that gap is quite telling. 4.5 tenths. That's not going to be 4.5 tenths come qualifying tomorrow, that's for sure. So... But it's just drivers. I mean, Baku's always been like this, though. It's always been... It can be quite tricky to get temperature in the fronts of the tyres. Because of the nature of the corners, it's more limited to the rear. It's not to say that the fronts don't take a battering as well, but the rears... You need to look after the rears more than you do the fronts, and what that means is that it's a lot more difficult. It means that the front tyres are cooler than the rears, so they don't have as much grip going into these corners, where they're like braking in a straight line, hard braking as well from high speeds down into turn 3 in particular. That's why we see drivers always kind of go long into that escape road of turn 3, and when you've got cold tyres, you're more likely to lock up. So FP2 races on Sunday, Ranveer. Races on Sunday. But Lewis Hamilton on a set of softs. How's he getting on? He's just cooling down after a lap, it seems. Who else are we looking at? Franco Colapinto. Oh, Franco Colapinto hit the castle wall. And oh, the rear tyre, he's very lucky there. That was a fair old whack. The rear tyre, right rear of Colapinto. And who is this as well? Charles Leclerc struggling with grip in that Ferrari. Getting the rear, stepping out through turn 1. Lando Norris already done his laps. His lap was compromised, or both laps were compromised on that soft compound tyre. So he's out there on a set of mediums now doing some long run data gathering. Race or FP2? It means my title. Oh yeah, why does it say race? Why does it say race? FP2. There we go. Thank you. This is not a good track for newbies. Second go. No. No. I mean, Behrman's doing okay, though. In P8. Behrman's not doing too bad. But yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in on this Friday afternoon. FP2, Azerbaijan. We've had a few offs from Max Verstappen, Charles Leclerc, Carlos Sainz, Colapinto's hit the wall. Very interesting session. And as it still stands, I mean, Max Verstappen is in the pit lane, and so is Sergio Perez. But as it still stands, the speed trap of Perez and Verstappen, 193 miles an hour from Max Verstappen. He is last in the speed trap, and Perez is 196 miles an hour. Verstappen 15th at the finish line when it comes to top speed there as well. So yeah, that Red Bull losing time in the last sector. Sergio Perez seems to have either upped her engine mode, or he took some fuel out of the car, which is why he's got a 4.5 tenth gap to Carlos Sainz in P2 there. As Hamilton, Hamilton P2 for Lewis Hamilton there. Interesting, on a set of 7 lap old softs as well from Lewis. Lewis looking comfortable, it seems. Lewis looking very comfortable. Top of the speed trap as well at 203 miles an hour. Very intriguing, very intriguing. But Verstappen and Perez fastest in the first sector. No surprise there. Quite considerably, actually. Max Verstappen was 144 miles an hour. And that's 7 miles an hour quicker than Lewis Hamilton and Lando Norris behind. So the Red Bull running a bit more downforce, or just, yeah, quicker in the faster in the slower sectors, which is sector 1 and sector 2. Of course, more corners there for them to navigate, but then losing that time in the last sector where you need that top speed. How's Norris going so slow? Don't worry about it. He had both of his flying laps interrupted, so that's why he hasn't been able to set a quick lap time like Perez, Hamilton, Sainz, and his teammate Piastri. But he's now, so he quit on that, and he's onto the medium tyres now. So only one DRS zone. There's 2, Georgian. So there's one down the back straight. I think it starts where turn 20 is. Technically, I think the DRS starts like here, all the way to kind of just before turn 1, and then there's one at between turn 2 and turn 3. Just 2. Whereas Russell, he's just doing some long run data he's at the bottom. So apparently made an engine change, and that's why he's down in 20th place. So he only got out on circuit about 10-15 minutes ago. But yeah, intriguing. Let's see, where's Lewis Hamilton? Is he coming into the pits? He did come into the pits. Okay. So Lewis Hamilton came into the pit lane there. Let's look at sector times. So, wow. Okay, so just to put in perspective for you, Max Verstappen 19th when it comes to sector 3. Sector 1, he's 3rd fastest. He's 1st fastest in sector 2, and then sector 3, Perez is 7th fastest, and Verstappen is last. Wow. And that was a flying lap as well. That was a flying lap. So yeah, just that Red Bull was really draggy. Really draggy. Perez, the Baku King. Yeah, the king of the streets. King of the streets. So qualifying is going to be intriguing. Qualifying is going to be intriguing, but the race even more so. I mean, I think the Red Bull, the way it's shaping up, I mean, the Red Bull could still be good in qualifying. No doubt McLaren haven't shown their full hand yet. Neither have Mercedes. Ferrari have gone well here in the past as well, and of course they're off the back of a win at Monza where it's like low downforce circuit. To expect them still to be strong. But yeah, We'll see. We'll see. Will they have enough in the first 2 sectors, the Red Bull? It's okay for qualifying, but when it comes to the race, yeah, it's just going to get swallowed alive with that difference in top speed that they've currently got. But we'll see. But Max Verstappen, what tyres is he out on now? Mediums. He's on mediums right now. Where's the... He's on an outlap, isn't he? On used tyres. You think Norris is getting a bit cocky, do you? I don't think so. I don't think he's getting cocky. Any chance of rain for quali? Has it ever rained recently? They had a sprinkling of rain earlier on today, I think, for F2. Let's have a check. Baku weather. So, no, it's going to be drier weekends is what I'm seeing. So, I've got 10% tomorrow, and then I've got 0% Sunday. So, but yeah, they did have a bit of a sprinkling earlier on today from what I saw in F2. But interrupted their practice session. The drivers, who's out there? Okay, Charles Leclerc out on a brand new set of softs. Let's go. Come on, Charles. Show us what you got. Let's see how good that Ferrari is. George Russell still doing long runs on the hard compound tyre. Lando Norris still out there also. Colapinto, Zhou Guanyu, man. So the rumours are that Bottas, Zhou Guanyu is definitely not being re-signed, and it looks like ever increasingly that Bottas will not be re-signed at stake. It could be not Colapinto, Bortoletto, who's actually a McLaren driver. So, we'll see. Hey Daisy, good to see ya. Is this a 1 or 2 stop race? I think it's always a 2 stop. No, 1 stop. I think it's 1 stop race if there's no safety car. So it can be a bit boring, which is why this circuit always needs kind of a safety car to make it exciting. But yeah, I believe it's a 1 stop race. I mean, I don't know what level of compound tyre they've brought this weekend. So it could be that they've gone a step softer, so it is more on an edge of a 2 stop race if there is no safety car. But Charles Leclerc, fastest in the first sector. And the thing is, what I'd also say as well, as kind of this season has shown us, is that even if it does say a 2 stop, teams have been able to make the 1 stop work. So it's almost like as if they need to go 2 steps softer, the Pirelli tyres, because otherwise they'll C3, C5. So is that the softest compound? That is the softest compound, isn't it? That is the softest compound. So is that this is the question, is whether or not if it's a step softer than it was last year. But they're always a bit more conservative on street circuits for obvious reasons, because the walls are very close and there's no room for error. But here we go. Charles Leclerc will be getting a tow from Lando Norris down this start-finish straight. Let's see what time he can set. And Charles Leclerc does the fastest lap of anyone this session at 1:43.44. Charles Leclerc, fastest in the first sector, 4th fastest in the second, and 5th fastest in the third. And he goes top of the timing sheets by 6 thousandths of a second. Let's see what his fastest lap, speed trap he set. He set a 211 miles an hour he was across the start finish line, and he was 8th fastest in the speed trap, 199 miles an hour. So that was tow assisted. It was tow assisted by Charles Leclerc there, because he got that run with Lando Norris. That's not to take anything away from him though, because he was still fastest out of anyone in that first sector. Teams sometimes use used tyres, don't know why. In what, the race or the qualifying, you mean? But yeah, it's so we look at the last few races. Whenever we think it's a 2-stop race, actually someone's been able to really make the 1-stop work. And I wonder if that is the case for this weekend. I mean, there's more, the high probability of a safety car here is always quite high. But I don't think we've had one for a couple of years, have we? Oh, Carlos Sainz has gone on at turn 7. Double yellow. And Nico Hulkenberg has also had an issue into turn 15. That could be Nico Hulkenberg as he brought out the red flag here potentially, because that is exactly where Charles Leclerc... No, he's got going again. He's got going again. But that is no doubt contact for Nico Hulkenberg through turn 15. Carlos Sainz did go on at the turn 7 corner into the escape road. But what has Nico Hulkenberg done there? Shall we see... TV coverage a touch behind, but Nico Hulkenberg, let's see if he comes into the pits. If he comes into the pit lane, it's more likely that he has made contact with that barrier. If not, I'm really intrigued. Oh, he's continuing on, so he hasn't got damage. What has Nico Hulkenberg done there? Unless he went down the escape road very early. Maybe that's what Nico Hulkenberg also did himself. But safety car chances debuff because no Logan and K-Mag. That is true. That is true. I don't know. I with all these lockups I'm seeing from the drivers, of course, it's late in the day here now. The track is cooling here at Baku. I don't know. I think we could still see a safety car. I think we will see a safety car. I mean, how long has it been? 7 races now we've gone without a safety car? Too long. Too long. The cars are too reliable now these days. The drivers are too nice and kind to each other. Colapinto. You think Colapinto will? Maybe. I hope not. I hope not. I want to see the newbies do well. I feel like Zhou Guanyu is going to bring out a safety car. It's just going to push too hard. I think one of the Alpines or Zhou will bring out the safety car tomorrow. Someone needs to roll Verstappen or Gasly or Ocon. But Norris still doing long runs on the 13, so 145.1 for Lando last time around. Perez doing 43.4 last time out, so not too bad from Perez. He's got a good lap. I mean, Lando into the pits, so okay. It's just at the end of his run there. Lewis Hamilton a 43.5 on the hard compound tyre, the one that he was running earlier on as well, I think it was. So Lewis Hamilton is looking good. His lap times look good. Let's see if he tinkers with the car overnight, because he has a tendency to do that, doesn't he, guys? But if you're enjoying this stream, guys, please hit the like and subscribe button. Let's get to 100 likes, shall we? We'll be back here tomorrow, of course, for FP3, which is a bit earlier tomorrow, as is qualifying. So remember to turn your notifications on to be alerted before we go live. Last year, Alonso and Stroll ran the full race on used mediums and hards and were P4 and P7. There we go. Yeah, there's not a lot of tyre deg at this circuit. It's more so on the rears. If you're careful on the exit, because a lot of the corners are slow, like 90-degree corners. So you're coming from very high speeds. Your front tyres are cold because there's not really any high-loaded corners. It's all about the rears. So if you look after them, you can make the tyres go forever. Colapinto running well. Yeah, he is going well, actually. It's basically equal lap time to Albon there. But they're setting their fast laps, which is good for Colapinto. Going to be an interesting battle next year, isn't it? Russell now on his actual set of softs. Russell now on an actual set of softs sets a lap time of a 44.5. Don't read too much into these times, guys, to be honest with you, because we don't know what fuel they're running. We don't know what engine mode they're running. I can't tell you if they're... Oh, Lance Stroll, has he gone on at turn 2? Or has he actually brought out the... Has he actually gone into the barrier? He's back going again. Or has he actually hit the wall? As Bottas has hit the wall into turn 1. Also, unless he's gone straight on. I think Bottas has gone... It's a double yellow into turn 1. I think Bottas has gone on at turn 1. The track map doesn't quite indicate when they've gone off at corners. But Bottas has got moving again. So lots of drivers, as we are getting into the last few minutes here of this session, drivers are starting to lock up more and more as this track is getting cooler and cooler with that sun now basically setting. So or has set pretty much on its way to setting. You got sound modulation on your room acoustics are that good. My room acoustics are actually pretty poor because I'm in a second bedroom. I'd love to have some more sound insulation in here, but the missus won't allow it. But no, it's just a good mic. Just a good mic, and just positioning the mic correctly as it kind of should be. It's the Rode Podmic, so yeah, it's a bit more expensive than... Yeah, Bottas went on at turn 1, so it's a bit more expensive than, say, the Elgato Wave mic and some USB mics out there. So yeah, sometimes it's just a case of having a good mic and just having it close to your mouth and speaking into it. So you forgot Stroll exists, maybe he'll put out a safety car. Interesting, Conor Pinto, 4 miles per hour slower than Albon, maybe more downforce. It could also be the toe duct, so that's what I meant to say as well before the yellow flags there came out briefly, is that a lot of these times as well could be because of the toe, and some of these top speeds could be because drivers have got the toe all the way from, say, turn 16 to turn 1. So yeah, that difference in 4 miles an hour, it may be he's got a bit more downforce to give him a bit more confidence around this circuit. That's definitely a plausible reason, as is the toe as well. So yeah, but even so, either or, to be that close to Albon at the moment, and look, his last lap, I mean, his long runs are the same as Albon as well. 44.7 last time out. Sorry, no, last lap. 150.3, a 151.5 for Albon. So very close in their long run pace as well. So Conor Pinto has got up to speed quite quickly, I think. But this is just practice, though. It's just practice. The pressure comes in qualifying, of course, where he's already crashed here this weekend on the limit at a street circuit where there's no room for error. And, of course, the race on Sunday, so... She may change her mind on the sounds dampening when the little one comes. Exactly, Lumpy. How many hours ago? Race doesn't start until Sunday, so practice ends in 4 minutes' time. The timer at the top left hand of your screen is ticking down, so we have 4 minutes, guys. 4 minutes. Not long to go. But everyone out on circuit other than George Russell at the moment. So very, very busy circuit. Very. Hey, Levy. Good to see you, buddy. Welcome, welcome. Oh, free away from 100 likes. Go on, guys. Go on. No, you can do it. No, you can do it. But who's everyone predicting at the moment? From what you've seen in the first 2 practice sessions, who do you think is... What are your predictions for this weekend? Who do you think is going to be on pole position? Who do you think is going to win? Actually, no, let's just say who's going to win. Who do you think is going to be the top 3 tomorrow from what you've seen? Perez. Where is the pit exit, Ranveer? Out the exit of turn 1. So they go on the inside of turn 1 and they join here in between turn 1 and turn 2. That's where the pit exit is. So, Hamilton for pole. He's definitely looking good. He is looking good. Just imagine Lando and Oscar are P3 and P4 and both take each other out like Nico and Hamilton. Or Ricciardo and Verstappen. Remember that one? Down into turn 1. Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen really enough of McLaren, but I just think they're still strong. This is what they do. They don't show their full hand until kind of FP3. So I think they're going to be quick here again still. Lewis Hamilton's looking comfortable. That's what I will say. He's looking comfortable. Whether he'll be on pole tomorrow, I'm not so sure. But I feel like from what I've seen, he's very well positioned for the race on Sunday. That's what it seems like to me. All Bema's flying lap been deleted due to yellow flags. Have they really? And he's still P10. That's not bad, is it? That's not bad. He's doing a good job. It's getting really hard to make predictions since Red Bull started. It is, and that's the great thing about it. I mean, as I said, the only constant throughout the course of this season really has been McLaren, where they've been fighting for... Where McLaren have really been fighting for wins kind of each race throughout the course of this season. It's just The variability has been who they are fighting for the race win. So, it's a marathon, not a sprint GP. Exactly, Astro. Mike, have Mert rolled back their floor? I don't know if they've rolled it back. I think I saw somewhere that they weren't bringing it this weekend. I think there was rumours that they might be. I think they were going to be bringing an upgrade this weekend or an update, and I think they've gone against that now. So they might be bringing it at Singapore, and they might be bringing it after Singapore, maybe. Don't think they're specifically right about. I could be wrong, but I think that's something I saw. But they were due to bring upgrades here this weekend, but then decided against it. Perez showing his form is good for Red Bull, and championship the competition continues to the last race. Well, yeah, that's what. I mean, look, I'd like to see. Personally, I'd like to see Lando win because I want to see that championship gap close. And I want there to be a championship battle. And I want it to go to the end of the season. And for every race, no doubt every race is still going to be intriguing to the end with how close it is, getting closer it is between the likes of Mercedes, Ferrari, and so forth. But we want to see a championship battle, don't we? That's what we want. We want to see it go to the wire, whether that be Max just can't improve on his deficit, on the advantage he's got on Lando, and that Red Bull just stays like the fourth, fifth fastest car. But we want some scenario. I want at least some sort of scenario when it comes to Abu Dhabi, the last race of the season, where Lando can win the championship, say. Because Abu Dhabi is a bit of a boring race, it always is. So we want something on the line for that race. As a brief yellow flag there in Sector 2. Who went off there briefly? Was that Lance Stroll? No. It looks like Lance Stroll's going very slow. Maybe he's just coming out the pit lane. No, double yellow. Yeah, Lance Stroll went on at turn 1. So there we go, guys. That is the end of this session. Leclerc fastest there. Perez P2. Hamilton P3. Sainz P4. Piastri P5. Verstappen P6. Some headline people here. Behrman in P10. He's done very well in these first 2 practice sessions. It's been a good Friday for Ollie. So intrigued to see how he gets on tomorrow. Sonoda goes very well at this circuit in P11. Colapinto, P14, set an almost identical lap time to his teammate, and his long run pace was, oh my God, Sergio Perez nearly just had an unbelievable crash with Carlos Sainz, and I'll be very surprised if Carlos Sainz doesn't get penalised for that. Holy shit. Oh my God, how has he not gone in? Great reactions there from Sergio Perez. He's coming round turn 13. Full throttle, and Carlos Sainz is just dawdling in the middle of the circuit here. I don't see how that's not a penalty for Carlos Sainz for impeding. Wow. Unbelievable. That was really, wow. That was, I bet there's a bit of pee that came out from Sergio Perez then. Woo. So, yes, they're back to the old floor. Okay, well, if they are, then fair enough. He's known to change his setup, so that's my real top 3. Lando, Leclerc, Hamilton. We'll see, we'll see. But it seems to be Lewis is in a very good position. So, I mean, don't touch the car. We say this every Friday. Don't touch the car, please. Colapinto sticking to Albon, exactly. Yeah, I mean, he looks good. Yeah, we'll see tomorrow. Proof is in the pudding tomorrow, of course. Only his second race at a circuit where there's no room for error, as we said. How much is that crash that he had on earlier on in FP1 going to play on his mind when it comes to qualifying? I think getting out of Q3 would be amazing for him. It would be amazing for Williams in general. But getting out of Q3 would be amazing for Colapinto. So, we'll see. But there we go, guys. That is it. That is the end of this session as drivers are coming around to do, no doubt, their start-finish procedures. I now have to go back and finish some work for Friday, which is a shame. But hey-ho, my weekend hasn't quite started just yet. But yeah, if you could hit that like and subscribe button one more time, it'd be much appreciated. We'll be back tomorrow at before half 9 actually, UK time for FP3 and qualifying at 1 o'clock. It's a bit earlier tomorrow, guys, due to the time difference of us being, or F1 being in Baku, so keep that in mind. It's not the European swing that we've been used to over the past good few races. So turn your notifications on to be alerted half an hour before I go live. So yeah, you'll be able to tune in and not miss a bit of content. So it'll be an interesting weekend. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, buddy. Catch you tomorrow, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good Friday. Bye.